Today, we're going to be going over my top 5 kendamas of February 2021. It has been a while since I posted my last top 5 kendamas, which I believe was in September of last year, but we are back with another top 5 kendamas. Obviously, these kendamas are only kendamas that I own, so these are based off of my own opinions and what I think of them. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first kendama we have here is this Josh Grove Pro model. This is a bamboo on bamboo setup. Actually, the tama is also a little bit of maple in it, but this is a really solid kendama. I like how it's bamboo because not many pro models are made with bamboo, and so it has like a unique touch to it. And then the tama design is also really cool. It's like sort of reminds me of like a Patagonia logo, and with the mountains and trees. And bamboo is also really good wood for spike tricks, so they sound nice and crispy when you spike. And yeah, just a really solid kendama overall. And it also has this nice seal. Yeah, really cool seal inspired by the Mugen homegrowns. Alright, next up we got the Fraser Decade Model Batch 2. This is probably my favorite kendama out of all the 5, just because it's so good for slingers, taps, and juggles, which are some of my favorite tricks. But not only are they good for those tricks, they're also good for many other tricks. It's just a really good all-around kendama. This kendama is inspired on coffee. As you can tell on the tama, there's like some coffee bubbles and a nice brown gradient. Yeah, just a really solid kendama overall, so I highly recommend you get this if it's still in stock. I don't know if it's still in stock, but if it is, I highly recommend you get one. And I'd also even say I like this over the batch one just by a little bit because of my preference for tricks, but both are really good kendamas overall. So for the third kendama, we have the first and only setup, the Sulab and Sulab tama with an analog bamboo ken. This tama is probably one of my favorites of all time, just because of the friction clear paint that Sulab makes. It's one of the best, kind of similar to cushion clear paint, like on the Fraser Batch 2 model. But yeah, just a really grippy paint that's great for lunars. And when it combines with the analog ken with the portal base cup hole, it makes lunars super insane. They just land and slap on there like perfectly. It's kind of crazy. So this is like my top kendama for lunars right now. I'll put a trick up right now that I landed a while ago. Yeah, but they just like slap on there, and that's what this kendama is great for. At number 4, we have another Sweets Kendamas Pro model. This one is the Parker Johnson Pro model. This kendama is heavily inspired on camera designs and the parts of a camera. It's like an aperture on the top. The f-stop is on the side of the tama, and lots of watercolored paint design, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Adds a nice bit of color. And this is a full maple kendama, so it's really good for spike tricks, taps, even cam flips, even though there's a base cup hole. And it's also a heavier than normal kendama, so if you like heavier kendamas, this is for you. And there's this little cool feature where if you break in the tama, then around the bevel the paint will start to chip and it reveals a colorful coating underneath, which is really cool. I like that part. So the more you play it, the cooler it'll look. At first I thought it was like because the paint was really bad, but that's a part of breaking the kendama, which is really nice. Alright, so the last kendama we have here is the Cluster Flack by Analog. This again is another really solid kendama for lunar tricks because of the base cup balance hole. The tama also has a really nice design, which is inspired on 3 of the most popular designs. And this setup is maple ken, ash tama, Tama is sticky paint, so really good for just gripping onto lunars, lighthouses, all of those tricks. Highly recommend you get an analog kendama if you haven't. They tend to sell out pretty quickly on the drop date, so just be there on time and you should be able to get one. But yeah, that's my top 5 kendamas for February 2021. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what your favorite kendama is out of these 5, and I will see you guys in the next one.